Why some trees talk through roots. What if I told you that the trees around us are not silent at all? What if the giant tree standing quietly in a park, the one outside your home, or the trees deep inside forests are secretly talking to each other right under our feet? Imagine a hidden underground world where trees send messages, share food, warn each other about danger, and even help weak neighbors survive. It sounds like science fiction, but scientists believe this may actually be happening. Today, we are exploring one of nature's biggest mysteries: why some trees talk through roots, how they do it, and what this secret underground network can teach us about survival, teamwork, and life itself. Stay until the end because what trees do beneath the ground may completely change how you see forests forever. The secret world below our feet. When most people look at trees, they only notice what stands above the ground. We see tall trunks, green leaves, colorful flowers, and fruits hanging from branches. We admire their beauty and enjoy the shade they provide on hot days. But the real mystery of trees may not be above the ground at all. It may be hidden beneath our feet. Deep below the soil, trees spread their roots in every direction. For a very long time, scientists believed roots only had one simple job: to absorb water and nutrients. But over time, researchers began noticing something strange. Trees in forests did not always act like separate living things. Sometimes they seemed connected, almost as if they were helping one another. Some trees survived difficult conditions when they should have died. Some young trees grew even in places where sunlight was very weak. Even more surprising, trees sometimes reacted to danger before danger reached them. How was this possible? Slowly, scientists began discovering something amazing. Forests may be connected through a hidden underground communication system. This strange system is often called the Wood Wide Web, a nickname for underground networks where trees and fungi connect. It is like nature's internet, except instead of computers sending messages, trees may be sending signals through roots and underground fungal connections. At first, this idea sounded impossible to many people. Trees cannot walk, speak, or think like humans. So how could they communicate? Yet study after study began showing signs that trees might actually exchange information in surprising ways. 1. Do trees really talk? When people hear the word talk, they imagine voices, sounds, or spoken language. Trees do not whisper words to each other like humans do. Instead, scientists think trees communicate using signals. Imagine you touch a hot pan. Your nerves quickly send a message to your brain saying, "Danger." Trees may also send warning signals, but in a different way. They can release chemicals into the air or transport signals underground through root systems and fungal connections. For example, when insects attack one tree, nearby trees sometimes begin changing their chemistry before insects reach them. Some trees increase bitter chemicals in their leaves to make them taste unpleasant to insects. It almost seems like someone warned them ahead of time. Trees do not speak with voices, but nature has its own language. Signals, chemicals, and underground networks may be how forests stay connected. 2. The hidden root network. Roots are more than simple anchors holding trees in place. Underground, roots stretch surprisingly far. In forests, roots from different trees may touch or grow very close to one another. Some scientists believe roots can share information and even nutrients. Think about a neighborhood where families help each other during hard times. In some forests, stronger trees may support weaker ones. Imagine a young tree growing in deep shade. It receives very little sunlight and struggles to make enough energy. Yet somehow it survives. Research suggests larger trees may sometimes transfer nutrients underground, helping younger trees stay alive until they become stronger. This changes how we think about forests. Instead of competition alone, there may also be cooperation happening underground. 3. The amazing role of fungi. One of the biggest secrets of tree communication is something many people rarely think about: fungi. Fungi are living organisms that include mushrooms, molds, and underground networks too tiny to notice. Beneath the soil, fungi grow thread-like structures called mycelium. These tiny threads connect plant roots in surprising ways. Scientists believe fungi and trees often help each other. Trees provide sugars to fungi, and fungi help trees absorb nutrients and water from the soil. But there is something even more surprising. These fungal networks may also allow trees to exchange signals and resources. Imagine millions of underground threads acting like tiny roads connecting tree after tree. Because of this system, forests may behave less like separate individuals and more like communities. For the warning signals in the forest. Now imagine danger enters the forest. Hungry insects begin chewing leaves from one tree. Researchers notice something fascinating. Sometimes nearby trees begin changing their defenses before insects reach them. It is almost like an alarm system. Scientists believe chemical signals may travel underground or through the air. Trees receiving these signals may react by producing protective chemicals. Picture a village where someone shouts, "Danger is coming." Everyone begins preparing. Forests may do something similar, only silently and underground. Even though trees do not move, staying alive still requires preparation. Communication may help them survive attacks, droughts, and disease. 5. Mother trees, the forest's helpers. Some scientists use the term mother trees to describe older, larger trees that appear deeply connected to younger trees around them. Think of an old, giant tree standing proudly in the center of a forest. It has survived storms, droughts, heat, cold, and countless seasons. Underground, its roots may stretch far and connect with many nearby plants. Researchers suggest these larger trees sometimes support younger ones by sharing nutrients. Small seedlings growing in dark forest areas may receive help through underground systems. It almost feels like a parent helping children survive difficult years. This does not mean trees think like humans or love in human ways. But nature may still contain systems of support that help forests remain healthy over time. 6. Trees can recognize family? One of the strangest ideas scientists explore is whether some trees behave differently around relatives. Certain studies suggest seedlings may compete less with closely related trees. Some scientists believe plants might recognize family connections through chemical signals. Imagine brothers and sisters sharing food instead of fighting for every resource. Nature sometimes surprises us in ways we never expected. Of course, researchers still debate exactly how much trees recognize or respond to relatives. Science continues learning new things every year. But one thing is becoming clearer: forests are more connected than we once imagined. 7. How trees survive harsh weather. Life in forests is not easy. Long dry seasons, powerful storms, freezing winters, disease, and hungry insects constantly threaten survival. A single tree standing alone may struggle during hard times. But connected systems may improve survival chances. During droughts, some research suggests water and nutrients can move through underground networks. Trees in healthier conditions may indirectly support struggling neighbors. Think of a community sharing supplies during emergencies. Forest survival may depend not only on strength but also on connection. This hidden cooperation could explain why forests often survive difficult environmental changes better than isolated plants. 8. Are trees friends or competitors? Nature is complicated. Trees are not simply friends helping everyone all the time. Trees also compete fiercely. Every tree wants sunlight, water, nutrients, and space to grow. Large trees sometimes block sunlight from smaller ones. In many cases, competition is intense. Yet something fascinating happens. Forests appear to balance competition with cooperation. Imagine people living in a city. Neighbors compete for jobs and success but still help during emergencies. Trees may behave in similarly complex ways. This balance may be one reason forests survive for hundreds or even thousands of years. 9. The science of tree signals. Scientists study tree communication carefully because extraordinary claims need evidence. Researchers use experiments, underground sensors, chemicals, and observation to understand what happens beneath forests. Some studies show movement of carbon and nutrients between connected trees. Others examine how warning chemicals travel. Not every scientist agrees on every detail. Some researchers argue people sometimes describe trees too dramatically, making them sound too human. That is important to remember. Trees are not talking like humans. They are living organisms responding to environmental signals. Still, even cautious scientists agree forests are far more connected and complex than once believed. 10. Trees also talk through air. Roots are not the only communication system. Trees may also release chemical messages into the air. When attacked by insects, certain plants release chemicals that nearby plants detect. After sensing danger, those plants may strengthen defenses. Imagine smelling smoke and realizing there might be fire nearby. You immediately become alert. In a similar way, trees may sense airborne chemical warnings. The forest becomes a place of invisible communication happening all around us. 11. Why this matters for humans. You may wonder, why should we care if trees communicate? Because forests protect life on Earth. Trees clean air, support wildlife, cool temperatures, protect soil, reduce flooding, and help fight climate change. If forests function like connected communities instead of isolated trees, cutting down large old trees may affect far more than we realize. Removing one giant tree might weaken underground systems supporting younger growth. Understanding forests better can help humans protect them more wisely. Nature is often more fragile and more intelligent in design than we first imagine. 12. What ancient people believed. Long before modern science existed, many cultures believed forests were alive in mysterious ways. People often treated giant trees with respect, believing forests carried wisdom or hidden energy. Of course, science and ancient stories are different things. But sometimes old beliefs remind us of something important. Humans have always sensed there is something special about forests. Standing among giant trees often feels peaceful, quiet, and powerful. Maybe part of that feeling comes from knowing we are surrounded by living systems far older than ourselves. 13. A forest is more like a city. Imagine looking at a forest from underground. Roots stretch everywhere like roads. Fungal networks act like hidden pathways. Water moves. Nutrients move. Signals move. Young trees struggle and grow. Older trees stand strong like ancient buildings. The forest begins to look less like random plants and more like a busy city. Except this city never sleeps. Day and night, season after season, silent exchanges may continue underground. Nature is working constantly even when humans see nothing happening. 14. What trees teach us about life. Perhaps one of the biggest lessons trees teach us is connection. Many people believe strength means standing alone. But forests suggest something different. Survival may depend on relationships. Helping others does not always weaken survival. Sometimes it improves it. Communities survive storms better than isolated individuals. Strong systems often rely on cooperation. Trees remind us that even silent life may depend on invisible support. Sometimes the strongest things in life are the connections we cannot see. 15. The future of tree research. Scientists still have much to learn. How exactly do signals travel? How much sharing really happens? Do different species cooperate? How intelligent are plant responses? New technology helps researchers explore underground life in ways impossible before. Every year, new discoveries change our understanding. What seems impossible today may become accepted science tomorrow. The forest still hides many secrets. And perhaps the greatest mystery is this: how much life exists around us that we still do not fully understand. The next time you walk past a tree, stop for a moment and look again. What seems silent may not be silent at all. Below the soil, roots may be reaching outward. Tiny fungal highways may be carrying signals. Warnings may travel. Nutrients may move. Young trees may quietly survive because older ones help them. Forests may not simply be groups of trees standing side by side. They may be living networks, connected, communicating, and constantly working together in ways humans are only beginning to understand. And maybe the biggest surprise of all is this: nature has been building connected communities long before humans invented phones, computers, or the internet. The forest has been communicating all along. If this video changed the way you see trees, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss more amazing mysteries of nature. And tell us in the comments, do you think trees really talk? Or is it just nature working in mysterious ways? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.